Welcome to the Soul Happy Success Series. It's your host and your coach, Rebecca. And today we're talking all about the question, who am I? Which was asked on Google 1 million times in 2021. Insane. But I want to preface this video with there is a thunderstorm going on outside. And if it is loud, I apologize. I do not control the weather. So we're just going to jump in. So first off, I don't believe it's confusing why in the wake of the pandemic, with the access to information that we have now through social media and a rise in holistic alternatives being looked at instead of traditional authoritative healthcare for any kind of mental well-being, that we're starting to question the world around us, and that includes ourselves. So if you throw in, that you've had a breakup or you've just got married or a new job or a new city or any form of significant change in your environment, of course you're going to ask this question. But how do you really find out the answer? Because when I Googled this, I didn't feel any closer. I have a really strong idea of who I am. I didn't feel any closer to her. So I know that it's something that I definitely asked myself. And I did, I read the studies, I read the books, I did the trainings, and I did more, than I would probably like to admit. And I thought that maybe because I couldn't find it that way, it was going to be found in some deep soul search in a cacao ceremony at another country like Ibiza, or within my relationships. I didn't really know where to look. And then I started to wonder, is who I am. So currently, if I was thinking this, is who I am, a wife and a coach, a podcaster and a bit of a hippie? Or is it that definitive? Side note, if you want to find out what you like, because these are things that I like doing, and that's why I identify with them. If you want to find out what you like, go and try some new things. But back to the question, what I wanted when I asked, who am I, was a specific answer. But what I've come to realize is that I actually could just define myself as, your friend Rebecca, who's trying her best to be the best version of herself. So maybe I can inspire you to take some action and be the best version of yourself too. And it's not in what you do that makes you who you are, because one of my first things that I would think was, I'm a coach. I would define myself by my job. Who you are is different, because who you are is always growing and ever changing. So if you want to start to figure out who you are, here's some questions that you can ask instead that really helped me. It would be, what do I stand for? And what's my main message? And how can I help myself or others with this? Because asking who am I feels like the biggest question, because you feel like you have to label yourself, and labels are not particularly helpful. Sometimes they can be, sometimes they can be very detrimental. I listened to a podcast today, and it was a CEO and a coach, and she said, when I became a CEO, I started to act in a way that wasn't congruent with who I am, because I started acting up to what I thought a CEO should be and this label. So if a label is, I'm a healthy person, that's gonna be good for you. Bring on that label. But if it's a label that actually has negative connotations and it's making you not feel like your full self and not feel good about yourself, then the question, who am I? And then giving yourself traits that don't make you feel good about yourself can either prompt change, or it can keep you really, really stuck. So instead, you could ask different questions, because the quality of your life is really the quality of the questions that you're willing to ask yourself. Mr. Tony Robbins taught me that. I'm not going to claim that as my own. And it really is a game changer. I've seen it. I've seen it in coaching clients. I saw it when I was a careers advisor for 7 years. I would see it in young people who had been asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And instead saying, what do you like to do? Oh, the answers you would get were so vastly different. So I suppose I'm imploring you to ask yourself better questions. But if you must have specifics, what I know to be true about you, because you are here, is I can tell you that you're someone who's trying. I can tell you that you're someone that's doing their best. And I can tell you without a doubt that you are a person who is absolutely enough. Because you decide who you are based on what you want, which is completely unique to you. You won't find it in the depths of psychological research papers. You won't find it in a book. You won't find it in the words of the people that don't believe in you. You'll find it in having the confidence to try. You'll find it in getting up after a setback. You'll find it in continuing to grow. That's who you'll find who you truly are, is in those moments. It's not by Googling, who am I? Even though it might be helpful, that's not the moment that will define you. So I'd love to hear what it is that you stand for and who you feel you are now after this video. Has this helped you? And know that I know, as well as you know, that you'll grow and you'll change from the person that you decide that you are today. So until next week, I will be over here believing in you in a very stormy Texas. And I know that you've got this.